We've since upgraded to the big boy water jet for making our stock for the robotic arm project. Corey, what do you have to say about this?
Yeet. Screw these parts. You can just tighten them forever if you really wanted to. That goes there, but then like, well, it seems like there's more standoffs here than there are holes. Oh, we made our arm. This is the first shoulder joint. It attaches to these pieces and to this piece, which then rotate. This is the second shoulder joint. It rotates this shit, which is, you know, an arm thing. Then here's the elbow joint, which rotates this shit. This is the first wrist joint, which rotates this shit. These things, and then here's the final joint with a brushless motor on the end that spins around on its axis to drive this, which will be bent, and then this will bend around there, and then put an apple in. Sometimes these just don't want to go through. You know, it's not as hefty as I was expecting it to be. It's a pretty nice size. Let's just compare it to my arm real quick. Yeah, it's about as long as my arm, so it's a good size. I enjoy how the actuators just get smaller and smaller until you get to this tiny little brushless up on the front here. When I went on the stock run, it was not mentioned that 3/8 stock was needed. So I just got a bunch of quarter, and 3/8 stock was needed. So we have to fix it.
Okay, we just got the motor working, running from the MSP, running off of our custom power supply. Corey, do you have any comments on this?
This took way too long.
Do you want to explain what happened when we plugged it in the first time?
So the first time we tried this, we had a bunch of wires everywhere. And basically we turned on the power supply and my computer shut off, the MSP shut off, there was some sort of weird power surge. Luckily, they both still work, thank God. But basically what happened was the ground of the potentiometer was a different ground than what all of everything else is hooked up to. So there was a voltage potential between those, and things were not happy about that.
Alright, so we got this finally hooked up to the backpack. We have a plywood mount in this beautiful pink butterfly backpack, and then it goes to this aluminum 1/4-inch base plate, which has the rest of the arm. And then you can just sort of put it on. Next step is to program it, make sure it doesn't kill you because it can actually rotate like through you, and mount all the other sensors and make it work. Now we got a LiPo battery right there, and
do not point to it. It's right
there,
right here.
right here.
Right. Yeah, sure. Close
We
enough.
got a LiPo battery right here, and so now it's strong enough to power all the servos because the shitty wall wart was definitely not strong enough. So now it's actually running stabilization code. So you can see if I yeah, it's not the best, but it's like trying to compensate. Oh god. What happened? Why did it do that? This one just died. So what it's doing is it's reading the vertical acceleration from the accelerometer, integrating that, and then setting that as a position to cancel out the vertical motion. So it's somewhat working now. As I'm walking, it's trying to compensate for my vertical motion. It doesn't spill the ping pong ball yet, but you can see it's definitely struggling when I like take a step and it moves downwards. So we're gonna try jogging. Corey, are you ready?
No.
You can jog backwards, right?
Yeah, sure, why not?
Ready? So we lost all the ping pong balls, so we're gonna put the rubber bands on it and hopefully that'll help with the vertical bouncing around this.
It's a nice rope. We'll just do paracord. Paracord's always good, you know. For anything.
Alright, so we're at Ace. We're gonna get some of this latex tubing here to put around the arm. Get about 3 feet of it. Alright, so we have the arm, it's fully assembled. We got surgical tubing here to help with this joint, fight gravity a bit. And then we ended up adding a belt so that way it's more firmly attached to my waist so it doesn't move as much. It should. There we go. And that's when it's booting up. And then, Corey, can you help me out?
Where is it? Oh, it's inside.
Yes. Fancy remote, P for position, S for stable. And when you hit that, now we're in stabilization mode. This is without it. So you can see it's pretty bouncy. And then with it, it smooths out all that motion. So hopefully we can put a drink in it, take it on the streets. So it's actually somewhat working. We haven't completely spilled the Coke yet. I feel like we're getting some weird looks by all the other people, but we gotta walk to campus now and see how it performs. So it's not performing very well right now. Well, technically it still is holding my my beverage, so it still works.
You know, this is just not something that ever needed to exist.